All right, hey, good morning. This is Noel, and uh, gonna read John 9 today. Uh, Still trying to wake up. Well, not really wake up. I mean, I've been up and got dogs out, fed, and everything. But trying to get some coffee in the system. Uh, so working on it. That's uh, you know, where all these coffee shops get you. You know, throw in some, whatever number of shots of espresso, and you wake up pretty quick. And uh, then you want to do that, wake up that quick every day. Uh, no. All right, so John 9 here. Okay. As he went along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus. But this happened so that the work of God might be displayed in his life. As long as it is day, we must do the work of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Having said this, he spit on the ground, made some mud with his saliva, and put it on the man's eyes. Go, he said to him, wash in the pool of Siloam. So the man went and washed and came home seeing. His neighbors and those who had uh, formerly seen him begging asked, "Isn't this the same man who used to sit and beg?" Some claimed that he was. Others said, "No, he only looks like like a man. Like he only looks like him." I mean, my gosh. It's like, does nobody know who this guy is? The town that big? Uh, okay. Same man who used to sit and beg. Some claim that he was. Others said, no, he only looks like him. But he himself insisted, I am the man. How then were your eyes opened? They demanded. He replied, the man they call Jesus made some mud, put it on my eyes. He told me to go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, and then I could see. Where is this man? They asked. I don't know, he said. They brought him to the Pharisees, of course. They brought him to the Pharisees, the man who had been blind. Now, the day on which Jesus had made mud and opened the man's eyes was the Sabbath. Therefore, the Pharisees also asked him how and um, how he had received his sight. He put mud on my eyes. The man replied, "And I washed, and now I see." Some of the Pharisees said, "This man is not from God, for he does not keep the Sabbath." But others asked, "How can a sinner do such miraculous signs?" So they were divided. Finally, they turned again to the blind man. "What have you to say about him? It was your eyes he opened." The man replied, "He is a prophet." The Jews still did not believe that he had been blind and had received his sight until they sent for the man's parents. "Is this your son?" they asked. "Is this the one you say was born blind? How is it that now he can see?" "We know he is our son," the parents answered, "and we know he was born blind, but how he can see now or who opened his eyes, we don't know. Ask him. He is of age. He will speak for himself." His parents said this because they were afraid of the Jews, for already the Jews had decided that anyone who acknowledged that Jesus was Christ would be put out of the synagogue. That is why his parents said, "He is of age, ask him." Okay, once again, disagree with the church, the Pharisees, the Jews, synagogue leaders. You say that Jesus is the, you know, well, anything other than what they say, and you're put out. A second time they summoned the man who had been blind. "Give glory to God," they said. "We know this man is a sinner." He replied, "Whether he is a sinner or not, I don't know. One thing I do know, I was blind, but now I see." Then they asked him, what did he do to you? How did he open your eyes?" He answered, "I have told you already," which he has. Here we go. "I've told you already, and you did not listen. Why do you want to hear it again? Do you want to become his disciples too?" That's funny. Then they hurled insults at him and said, "You are this fellow's disciple? We are disciples of Moses. We know that God spoke to Moses, but as for this fellow, we don't even know where he comes from." The man answered, "Now that he is uh, now that he is remarkable, you don't know where he comes from. Yet he opened my eyes. We know that God does not listen to sinners. He listens to the godly man who does his will." Man, this blind man is brave. Gosh. Nobody has ever heard of opening the eyes of a man born blind. If this man were not from God, he could do nothing. To this they replied, "You were you were steeped in sin at birth. Whew. How dare you lecture us?" And they threw him out. You gotta love that. Just repeatedly, just constant, man. Jesus heard that they had thrown him out, and when he found him, he said, Do you believe in the Son of Man? Who is he, sir? The man asked. Tell me so that I may believe in him. Jesus said, You have now seen him. In fact, he is the one speaking with you. Then the man said, Lord, I believe, and he worshipped him. Jesus said, For judgment I have come into this world, so that the blind will see, and those who see will become blind. Some Pharisees who were with him heard him say this and asked, What? Are we blind too? Jesus said, If you were blind, you would not be guilty of sin. But now that you claim you could see, your guilt remains. Well, like, I mean, I never really paid attention, I guess, to the, uh, the faith and bravery of this blind man to stand up to these Pharisees. Even his parents are afraid and like throwing it back in his like, uh, he's our son, but you got to ask him because he's old enough. Like they were even afraid of these, crazy church leaders, and this blind man just doesn't, you know, back down. Like this, it's pretty. I've never noticed that. Uh, it's. I don't know if we'll ever get it. Well, I mean, like it's the same nowadays as it was then. We just don't have Jesus here, physically with us. Uh, but as far as you know, if he hadn't come yet and he came physically now, like the church would absolutely reject him. The church would do the exact same thing they're doing to these. The church would act just like the Pharisees and the teachers of the law. I mean, they love their rules. They love to like think that they're right about everything. You know, the majority love to say that they, love people and sinners and blah blah blah, and truly they don't have no time for it. Um, you know, and yet, somehow I have no idea how, but somehow like even today think that they're, you know, doing God's will. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you're doing God's will when you're really not doing any of this, stuff that Jesus was doing here. I mean, you're talking about him, like, well, in here, the Pharisees and teachers of the law are also talking about him. Uh, it's just talking about it, It's like, you're not teaching this, not telling the truth, not, what I mean? Like, there's so much left out. And I know it's not all churches. I mean, I know I harp on this all the time too. It's just, it's frustrating to me because, like I've been around for a while and been, very multiple different places, churches, and you know, all this stuff, different areas of the country. And sometimes it's you know really good, and other times it's like you know it's almost like you should have bought a ticket to get in to, hear the band and music and motivational speech. I Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty encouraged by this blind man though. Gosh almighty. You know, I mean, I know like he was blind from birth, and then Jesus made him see, and like that's you would expect him to have faith, but there was a lot of these people that were healed, and a lot of people, like this guy's parents, that when questioned by the Pharisees and church leaders, were basically like they gave into their shaming and guilt and all this, that the church leaders were putting on families and people that were healed. And you can see him trying to do that to this blind man. Like, you were steeped in sin at birth. How dare you lecture us? I mean, yeah, it's I mean, it's part of the way this operates. Is just you know, and that's what Jesus is talking about there at the end with spiritual blindness, and like those who can't, he came to those who can't see will be able to see, and those that think they can see, really can't see, kind of thing. And uh, yeah, it's just it's kind of sad, you know. Uh, yeah, that's John 9. These are pretty short, and I used to do two a day, um, when it was warmer outside, and well, and before the joke of daylight savings time, uh, and all that. Now that it's cold and dark, uh, I've been getting up like 30 or 45 minutes later than when it was warmer. So that, you know, I don't know. One reason I haven't been doing two for the most part. Uh, and just realizing like we get in a hurry to do everything. Like, we're running out of time, and I could run out of time tomorrow. But, otherwise, we're in a lifelong marathon here of, you know, who knows how long. So, like, I'm just trying to take my time and uh, not rush through, reading and all that stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I think that's about it for today. I'm gonna get to work here, and yeah, I don't know. After a lot of cold and snow for the last few weeks, now we're getting into a stretch of like 40-degree days. So the snow's all going away, and apparently, you know, it's gonna be warm now. I beats me. I have no idea. Um, you know, but it's, I guess feels better than freezing. So, all right. Well, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. All right. Bye.